Hello, this is John Sims with the Avaya Serviceability Engineering team. This video will cover how to create an on-device backup of the Avaya B5800 branch gateway system configuration using Avaya Aura System Manager. And before we get started, first a few notables. System Manager in 6.2 release has the ability to initiate a backup of the device configuration of a B5800 system. This is referred to as an on-device backup. A B5800 branch gateway device configuration contains the system configuration data and the user data, but not the security data, which is always held in the unit's EEPROM chip. The B5800 branch gateway device stores only one copy of the backup file at any given point of time on the local storage SD card of the B5800 device. Thereby, that's why we call this an on-device backup. And you'll see where it backs up from the primary folder on the SD card to the backup folder of the SD card. B5800 synchronization is required for the System Manager initiated backup procedure to execute. So let's first check on device synchronization. So on the landing page, I'm going to select Inventory. And under Inventory, I'm heading to the Synchronization subpages for B5800 branch gateway. Now the device we want to back up is this first one, SIMS B5800. And we see that we also have a last modified time and a last backup time. So it looks like we're in good shape. But if you ever want to test this while you're about to perform a backup, go ahead and select System Configuration Users, or one or the other, and select Now to kick off a fresh synchronization. If we refresh, you'll see that the status is starting. And if we refresh again, and even again, sometimes it takes a second or two, you'll see that it is now completed. The status is now completed. So we have a fresh, good synchronization of this B5800 device, which is required for backups to work successfully. I'll close down that tab. So now I want to set the system monitor to trace our backup events. So I'll go ahead to Filters, Trace Options, and the Services tab. In the Services tab, I want to make sure HTTP is selected because all transactions with System Manager are using HTTP through web services. And then I'm also going to select memory card commands in case we see any specific memory card commands captured in the tracing due to our backup procedure. So now I'm back on System Manager landing page, and it's time to head to the Elements B5800 branch gateway in the subpages. And you see we have a backup and restore subpage to click into, which I'll do now. And we have our B5800 device list. So again, I'm going to select the first one, SIMS B5800, and I'm going to initiate a backup. So I'll hit the backup button, and you'll see we are brought to this secondary page where we can schedule the backup on a certain date and time, or we can tell it when to repeat the task, or even give it an occurrence range if we feel the need to. But for this demonstration, I'll hit cancel because I want to kick this off right now. So I'll hit the now button, and the backup has been initiated. And you'll see under status that it's been sent to the scheduler application for scheduling of this job. And that happens near instantaneously. So then I'll select the SIMS B5800. And if I hit refresh, you'll see that backup has started under the status. So now I'll go to the home page, and I'll go ahead and look at the scheduler application. Under completed jobs, you'll see that we have a backup on device, and it is successful. And the frequency was one time because we kicked it off. So if we wanted to look at logging, if we had trouble, we would go to More Actions, View Log. And I'll close down that subpage. So now that we're back on the B5800 branch gateway backup restore, I can click status. And so far the report is that the backup is still started or is still running. So there's still tasks being completed on the B5800 side. So we've also traced this event just to see how it's reported in System Monitor. So I've already paused the trace, and I'll scroll up, and we see here that we have a operational and a communication there with our System Manager, and we're starting a backup function. So again, you see the archiver image backup, and it's backing up the system primary to the system backup folder. We see it clear as day in the trace. If I scroll down further in the trace, we see that the session is completed 100%. And if I continue to scroll in the trace, as you see me doing, you'll see we'll find that even our get progress when we were asking for status is being logged into the trace as well. So you see we have some pretty good tracing capabilities within System Monitor to see how we're proceeding as well with this backup. So I'm back in the Backup Restore subpage on System Manager. I keep my selection on Sims B5800. I hit the status button again, and you see that the job is now complete. And we've also modified our timestamp of last backup time. So it looks like this job is now fully completed. And if we look at last operation on the device, again, it differentiates as an on-device backup. So since it's an on-device backup, let's actually check on the B5800 side. In the Manager client, I need to first go to Security Settings. And the reason is I have to uncheck the configuration flag that keeps it under System Manager control. So I log in and pull a security configuration into the Manager client, and it is complaining about our default passwords, which I'll ignore in this case. So under Services Configuration, again, there's the flag under System Manager Administration. I'll uncheck that box, select OK, and I'll save up the configuration. Now in the Manager client, I'll adjust myself back to configuration mode to get the options in the file advanced. And I want to head to Embedded File Management. So now we're going to look at this SD card, a secure digital card that's on the system. So again, I have to log in with proper credentials using the administrator account in this case. And you'll see where Embedded File Management side will pull up the system secure digital card. So we have our primary folder. And right now I'm just going to search on the config file, and there it is, and note the timestamp 13/23/14 on this date of the 26th of September. So if I go to Backup folder, I'm also going to now search on the config, and again it shares the same timestamp. So obviously we've had a successful backup from the primary folder to the backup folder. So our backup procedure initiated from System Manager was successful and complete, and this concludes our demonstration. Thank you for your time today. We welcome comments, questions, and feedback at mentor@avaya.com or on Twitter @AvayaMentor. For more details or related information, please visit support.avaya.com. Thank you for choosing Avaya.